Hey everyone, I'm Jason Galka, and I'm back in Long Island tonight in Belmore at the Belmore Playhouse for the screening of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which is being shown here this evening, and we are joined by several of the comedians and actors. Is joining me right now here at the screening of Mall Cop 2 at part of the Long Beach International Film Festival, and she is actually the co-founder of the Long Beach International Film Festival as well. So wonderful to see you tonight. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to finally meet you.
Yes, you too. You too. And you look great, by the way. We were just talking about your outfit. We weren't sure because it's rainy out. We are in spring, but you know what? You're rocking it, honey.
Thanks.
So
With your approval, I'm okay.
everyone's excited to be here tonight. It is the screening of Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2 this evening. And you are, as I said, the co-founder of the Long Beach International Film Festival, which is actually happening in September this year. Tell us a little bit about it. What was the inspiration to co-found this?
Well, my partner and I, Craig WEINTRAUB, I used to manage the Allegria Hotel, and he came in to scout the place for a premiere for one of his films. And we just became very close, and we said, look at this beautiful boardwalk, look at this gorgeous town. There has to be something that showcases the arts a little bit more here, because we both are, we love the arts. So we decided to have a free event on the beach. We put up a 20-foot movie screen, and we had short films on the ocean, and it was just amazing. And it just took off from there, and it just snowballed, and we have such great support from the talent on Long Island is just amazing. And on a national level, we have some big-time heavy hitters here.
Really do. And a lot of the actors that are in the film are right here from Long Island. They're revisiting their roots tonight, which is great. And it's great to see them come back and appreciate their fan base.
You know what? These guys are the salt of the earth. They never forget. They don't get to that point where they're too cool to come back. And they really help us. We help them as much as we can. And they're really gaining national status. Rob Magnotti was on David Letterman. Now they're in, an amazing movie. We had Joan Jett, who's a big supporter of the festival. She was just inducted last Saturday into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right?
This is our own Long Island here. So what goes into putting an event like this together tonight? A screening, a red carpet, great actors.
To be honest?
Be honest.
Okay. Elisa DiStefano from News 12 is one of my best friends, and we were sitting on her couch last Friday night, and we're like, we need to do a Long Island premiere of Mall Cop. So literally on Friday, we planned this, and today is Wednesday. So
I just got the press release this morning. So yeah, she's not lying.
You want the truth? That's exactly what happened.
That's awesome. Well, you did an amazing job. I mean, the crowd is filling in here to see all of this. And also, I just want to ask you very quickly, because you are still accepting submissions for Long Beach International Film Festival this year in September. What are you looking for as somebody who's approving the films?
Well, we do have a very large jury this year. We hired Steve Shore, who's a programmer for Sonoma, Newport Beach. He's been in the business for 20 years. We're looking for, we have the Joan Jett new film series. That's a brand new category in our festival, and we did that to honor her for her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame entry. We are looking for sports. We want to do a horror.
I would love that.
Like a Saturday night horror with Bloody Marys and make it really just.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay, I'm right there with you, honey. I'm right there with you, honey. And a nice Chianti. Ingrid, thank you, honey. Chris Monty is joining me now here on the red carpet for the screening of Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2. Great to see you tonight. You look great.
Thank you so much. You look great too.
Thank you. Blue is like the color tonight. We're wearing blue tonight.
Very springy, right?
Yeah. A little dreary up, but we're okay. Tell us about your character that you're playing. You are actually playing a Segway employee in the film.
I'm a Segway employee because in Las Vegas they have tours. You can do Segway tours. And so the movie takes place in Las Vegas. It's a Mall Cop convention, sort of. And Mr. Paul Blart tries to show off in front of his buddies on one of my Segways. When I, tell him you can't just grab a Segway, you need proper identification, and he gets a little too big for me and tries to, and the hilarity ensues from that point on. We have a little conflict, and what happens. I don't want to tell him what happens, but it's funny.
You don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, yeah.
But you put a bunch of comedians together, and this is what you get. What was the whole experience like for you?
From start to finish, it was amazing. I had, to tell you even how it all came about, I had worked with Kevin at a roast. We're at a roast of another comedian who's in the movie, Richie Minervini, who is the godfather of Long Island comedy, in the beginning of 2014. And Kevin and I had hooked up and talked, and about a month later he called me and he asked me to be in it, and then I found out like a month later he asked like 10 other comedians to be in it, and it's great for all of us. We're so happy that he gives back. He's a good guy. And it was good to hang out with Vic DiBitetto, who's going to be out here a little while. We shot together, and just to hang out with a buddy on a set of a major movies, we had so much fun. We laughed, Yeah.
I mean, you must have had more funny moments off camera than on camera, I'm sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of downtime when you're filming. You're on, it's a 12-hour day. Out of that 12 hours, maybe you're shooting 6. So there's 6 hours of standing around and waiting. So it was good to hang out with Vic DiBitetto while I was standing around and waiting, because we just made fun of everybody. We annoyed everybody. We had a good time.
That's great. And you also have your own off-Broadway show that you wrote and produced as well. So if I could ask you, what's the transition like as an actor and doing comedy where you don't have that audience in front of you as opposed to that live audience when you're doing a live show?
It's so different because when you're in the theater, you're on, and it's there, it's in the moment. If something goes wrong, you just go with it, whatever. If something goes wrong in film, stop, we'll do it again. And then there's a lot of changing camera position and changing, all right, and standing around and waiting. And then it's like stand around and wait, but be ready to go. And you have to get right into the moment of the character when they say go.
Doing it the 20th time, is it still just as funny?
Yeah, the 20th take. It gets, it is and it isn't, but working with, I got to say this, and I've done a lot of independent films and nothing major, as major as this, but working with Kevin James and his crew, I mean, top to bottom professional, made everybody comfortable, kept everybody in a good mood, and we were easily able to just go when they said action because everybody was so relaxed on the set and was so professional. That was very important, So.
Of course, excited to see it. Thanks so much for being here tonight. Thank you. Craig WEINTRAUB is joining me here right now on the red carpet for the screening of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which is brought to you by the Long Beach International Film Festival. Great to see you tonight. Huge turnout. I mean, the place is getting packed. You are actually one of the co-founders of the film festival also, so thank you for hosting this tonight.
Absolutely. It's really fun to be able to hold these kinds of events because you can go to the movies and you can see this film. It's playing in a lot of theaters across the country. But to have some of the talent here, some of the cast here, to know that you're sitting in the same theater with them, that they're going to come up afterward and you can watch things in the film and ask them questions afterward, that's what a film festival is all about, is really bringing films to the community, films to the people, filmmakers to the people, the actors, and it's a fun, special night.
Absolutely. And a lot of the comedians that are here tonight that are part of this film, they are Long Island homegrown, as we say. So it's great to see them revisit their roots.
Yeah, you know what? It shows that not only are they from here, but they're willing to come. Tonight was just a phone call. It was, hey guys, this is what we want to do. Can you be a part of it? They said we would love to be a part of it. They entertain us all the time. They've been involved in our festival, in our gala, in our awards ceremonies, and comedy is something that has been growing on Long Island for decades. There's been a lot of big comedians that have come out of Long Island, and it's something that we realize, we respect, we honor it, and so we invite that into our festival, and it's something that is undeniably a part of our festival, the comedy element.
Absolutely, and again, this got put together pretty quickly. I mean, a week ago, Ingrid said she was on her couch with Elisa DiStefano, our other good friend, and put all this together. It's amazing, the turnout.
Yeah, no, we whipped it together pretty quick.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. We're used to building a movie theater on the beach from scratch. So the fact that there was a movie theater here, we were able to do the turnaround pretty quickly. We didn't have to build anything.
That's amazing. And this year's festival is actually in September, is September 24th to the 27th, I believe. You are still accepting submissions. What specifically are you looking for in filmmakers that submit their films to you?
You know what, we're a young festival, so what we do is we have our programmer, and our programmer is the one who travels the world, visiting different film festivals around the world, has the relationships with filmmakers, producers, production companies and distribution companies. So we get our films that way, but we also have our open submissions. It's through withoutabox.com and filmfreeway.com. Submissions are open until July 1st, and we're accepting narrative features, documentaries, and short films 15 minutes or below. And so there's no real, it's wide open. If you have a film that meets that criteria, send it in, and it's going to be watched by a lot of very, very highly esteemed people from the industry. Yeah.
Craig, thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you. Thank you. Rob Magnotti is joining me this evening here at the Long Beach International Film Festival screening of Mall Cop 2. Great to see you here tonight.
Great to see you, Jason.
Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, I just want to congratulate you on everything because you are a very talented comedian. You're very well known for doing impersonations. Who's your favorite person to impersonate?
That would be Al Pacino. Oh, yeah, I have so many of them that I love to do. It's hard to pick one.
You got the eyes going on.
Thanks. Nicolas Cage, too, and Ray Romano, yes. Oh, yeah, and Kevin
I could
James.
see that. I could see the Ray Romano.
Yeah, we're both Italians. I use that. I'll work with that. But definitely Kevin James, one of my favorite actor-comedians of all time.
What was it like to work with him? I mean, he is the star of the show, but you're right in there with him. Great set of comedians that are in this movie with you. What was the whole experience like?
Oh, it was incredible. It's the major leagues. Kevin James from Mall Cop 2, from King of Queens. I mean, I was doing my work and having fun, but 20 takes or so on the craps table scene. It's business, but he's funny. He's got a great sense of humor too. He's a heck of a nice guy. So it was just a wonderful experience just to be working with him as an actor and then talking in between, and it was a cloud nine experience. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And all the other comedians rocked it in this movie, as did Kevin. Brought it through the roof.
So now when you put all these comedians together like this, I mean, there has to be some real funny moments that happen off camera. What can you tell us backstage?
Well, I worked with Richie Minervini, who is also in Surviving Sam, the dramedy I did with the wonderful Alicia Minshew.
Shout out to Lish.
Shout out to Lish. Hey, Lish. And so Richie was there, and he was at the table too, another comedian, John Joseph. And basically, we were working hard to, it's a high-rolling craps table, so we were totally into the moment. But in between, you got your comedy buddies there. We're talking about road stories. We're talking about material, venues, etc. So, you don't get that where you know people on every set. So that was a privilege and a fun thing to do and be a part of.
Right. And as a comedian, I mean, you're used to entertaining crowds and crowds. I mean, the crowd is lining up for you here tonight also. But, what is the transition like from performing in front of a live crowd that you're feeding off of to doing film where really all you have there is the crew and maybe a couple of laughs or two, if they're allowed?
Right. Well, there is that immediate response from an audience that is addictive to any comedian will tell you. And then when you're filming, you're more acting, you're in the moment. Yeah, you will get that laugh, or one of the extras will say, that was great, or that was funny, or Kevin said you were great, and it's like, you are too. But there's not as much adulation from a full crowd. So you're just you're more in your actor mode, I think, and you're just being true to the script and true to yourself and the moment. And then you get to see it later, like at the Long Island Belmore Playhouse.
And here we are tonight, and you're actually playing gambler number one in the movie. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, I'm gambler number one. I'm an experienced gambler, and it's a high-rolling craps table. A lot of thousands of dollars being won. It's hot, and then Paul Blart rolls over, and, well, things change a little. You'll see it in the movie.
We don't want to give anything away. Rob, thank you so much. A pleasure.
Jason.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see
So, Vic DiBitetto, great to see you here tonight on the red carpet. And you're no stranger to the film here. You've done guest appearances. You've had millions of audiences here.
Yeah.
Great to see you tonight.
Played Gino Cizzetti, a mall cop from Staten Island. What a stretch. I wasn't even acting.
No, that was perfectly natural for you.
When I went for wardrobe, I was wearing a guinea tee. They said, he's fine.
And so when you were on The View, who got you your drink?
On the what?
You were on The View.
On The View. They showed my bread and milk. Yeah. Who got me my
Did they
drink?
get you your drink?
No.
They didn't get you a drink, huh?
They're showing the clip. My friend called me, you're on The View. I see Barbara Walters almost having an orgasm. She was laughing so hard.
Good old Barbara. Shout out to The View ladies. No, but very talented comedian. You're actually known as like the killer of comedy because you are quite a tough act to follow, sir.
I'm very high energy. If you're sitting up front, I suggest you get one of those umbrella drinks because I spit a lot. And the vein pop.
Get a raincoat.
Yes, exactly. Because what I do on stage, I can't do at home. Because my son rolls his eyes, my daughter calls me an idiot, and my wife walks out of the room. So the stage, that's where I vent.
This is where, yes, they can appreciate it all. So what was the whole experience like being in Mall Cop 2?
Surreal. As I'm doing lines with Kevin James, my hand is in my pocket and I'm pinching myself. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Kevin is a sweetheart. He called me personally because we started 25 years ago at the East Side Comedy Club in Huntington. And he called me up. I almost hung up on him. I thought somebody was playing a joke. Then he says, I got a part for you. I want to send you the script. Now I'm like Ralph Cramden. Hamina. He sends me the script. Fast forward, here I am.
Wow, amazing. I mean, what are some funny scenes that have gone on behind the scenes off camera that we, the audience, wouldn't see?
You know Nick Totoro, right?
Yes.
He plays Nick Panero in the movie. They have craft services, you know, the food service that serves the cast. And he had a nice egg sandwich, and he didn't want to eat it. So it's me, Chris Monty, and Nick. So Nick goes to me, "You want to finish my sandwich?" But Chris Monty thought Nick was talking to him, and I was starving because you're on the set, you stand there for hours, and I yelled at Chris, "He's talking to me, you bleep." You had to be there. It was one of those moments.
Absolutely.
It was a nice egg and sausage wrap. It was delicious at the Wynn.
You got to take video.
Yeah, I did. It's on my YouTube
I'll
channel.
have to go on there.
Yes.
So, Vic, I know you got to run, but thanks so much for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Anytime. Interview me during the movie. That'd go over well. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, guys.